Project Hail Mary might be one of the best sci-fi movies we've gotten in years. I don't know about you, Emmanuel, but I went in with high hopes and my expectations were met. What's going on, y'all? This is the Grab Some Popcorn podcast, your host, Jared and Emmanuel. And today we're talking about Project Hail Mary, the brand new sci-fi film starring Ryan Gosling. We just got out of the theater and we've got some thoughts, so let's get into it.
Yep.
All right, so a quick plot breakdown. Ryan Gosling plays a science teacher who wakes up alone on a spaceship with no memory. As his memory slowly comes back, he realizes he's on a mission to save Earth from a dying sun. Along the way, he makes friends with an alien that resembles a rock, and they spend time together figuring out how they can both save their own planets. So,
pretty interesting.
Yeah. This movie, really, really good. I mean, really good. Enjoyed it a lot. The best thing I would say for me about this movie really was the story. I think the story did a great job of drawing you in, and it plays on your emotions a lot. Like they do a good job of showing the humanity of these people that are trying to save the Earth, because they don't feel confident that, you know, with the issue at hand, that the humans are going to be able to come together and work together, you know, without there being any, you know, anarchy or things like that. So they go into this mission and, you know, they put a lot on Ryan Gosling's character, whose name is Grace. He's a science teacher. But I think the movie, you know, is just really good emotionally with the characters, the story, the way that they, you know, tried to solve the problem. They had a couple trials and tribulations, but ultimately, you know, they were able to get it done. But I think the movie did a great job of doing that for sure. What about you?
Yeah, they did a good job of that. They kept on hinting on that. Look, if the sun starts dying, the globe will not ration its food. The globe will, you know, basically there'll be war, and, you know, people will start fighting over resources, and the world will basically end instead of the world being able to solve the problem, you know, together. So she said that basically it's on you. And this guy's just like a little school teacher, like he's a scientist, but he's just a school teacher. He's no astronaut. Mm-hmm. And they put it on him to take on this mission to the sun. And he needs to like figure out how to save the sun, like a school teacher who's a science teacher in middle school. So they definitely do a good job of kind of like, they made him do it. He didn't just like, okay, like he wasn't like, okay, I'm ready to go, let's do this. He was against it the whole time.
Yeah, he was definitely concerned. And I like that the movie, usually I don't like when movies do this, but I think this movie did a great job of handling present day and the past and being able to tell the story about how he eventually was kind of forced into this. I mean, they saw that he was gifted and was able to figure things out that their whole board of scientists weren't able to figure out. And that's why, you know, they had to put him in a coma to get him to do this, because they probably figured, like, knowing this was a one-way trip, he might eventually pull out at the end. So they were like, hey, this is, like she said, this is us believing in you. And, you know, they put him in a coma and basically forced him on to the ship, which was crazy, but it worked out at the end, so that's good. But thinking about the strengths of this movie, I think this movie had a lot of strengths. I think the humor that they were able to induce into the movie was really good.
Yeah.
Even in scenes where it was supposed to be tense, I think the movie does a great job of injecting the humor. Like, for example, when he first came across the ship, I mean, that typically would be a scary moment. You're like, I don't know how far he was from Earth. They said he was like 11.9 light years away from Earth.
He was like in sleep for like 4 years, right? Or something. Like,
yeah.
They had to put him to sleep for 4 years because that's how long the trip from Earth to the sun, I guess it.
And just imagine being like that far away from Earth, and then all of a sudden you come across a ship. Like, You had no idea what's on there.
There's like someone else there, like also, and you're just like,
Super scary moment, but they were able to make it like silly and funny. And I don't, sometimes that might take away from the movie, but this is a sci-fi movie, so a lot of times, you know, this movie didn't go the super serious route, even though the story and the plot was super serious. They definitely had a lot of comedic and humorous moments, and they did a great job of handling that for sure. Another strength, you know, just the visuals and being in space, them going to another planet. I thought all that was really cool. I thought Ryan Gosling did a great job for sure. I thought he was perfect for this role. He was, I don't think like he had to do anything miraculous for this role, but it seemed like he was just enjoying, you know, delivering the lines and being humorous. It's like, it wasn't like a role that required a lot, but he was able to just effortlessly, you know, deliver the lines. And, you know, it wasn't like a masterclass of acting to me, but he fulfilled the role perfectly. Like, I think the role was suited very well for him.
he did what he needed to do to become like, you know, a school teacher scientist for sure.
Yeah, definitely. What were some of the strengths you thought of this movie?
So one thing I really liked was that the alien in the movie was not your usual, like, you know how movies portray aliens with, you know, the little eyes and the little nose with the big head.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain like standard of portrayal for aliens in movies, and this was nothing like that. This was like an actual. He looked like a rock with legs. Like, this was nothing at all. He even like they even gave him like he was a mechanic. So I guess in the social hierarchy of like, you know, positions in you know, like they're on planets, you have like, you know, you have like the workers, you have scientists, and you have government and military. So that quote unquote alien, he was a mechanic on his planet. And Ryan Gosling's character was a scientist on Earth. So, you know, the alien kind of did the mechanic stuff when they were trying to figure things out, and Ryan did the science stuff. So, and it was kind of like, you know, it was just, I think they did the alien really, really good because he's very unique, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the relationship that the alien and Ryan Gosling had during this movie was really great. The portrayal, and you like the movie just kind of suckers you in on the emotional side. Like, you feel bad when things go wrong, you feel good when things go right. This movie I could see someone crying at this movie for sure. Like an emotional person who's really into the story. It definitely pulls on those strings. They did a great job. Like, even just beyond the relationship with Ryan Gosling and the alien, just the story itself is emotional. Like, this guy is out there alone. He's trying to save Earth. He's making a sacrifice. He's trying to come to terms with the fact that he may never go home. Like, there's a lot to deal with emotionally for sure. And I think, you know, kudos to the movie for being able to convey all of that in the runtime that they did. And it was really good, honestly. I liked it all. Weaknesses for this movie, I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any. It's hard. I don't ever want to say like this movie is perfect. It's hard for a movie to be perfect. I mean, if I was gonna harp on something, maybe the runtime, but it was necessary to get all of, you know, the points out, all the science stuff. I will say, like, if you're not like super into science, or you're not hip with the terms and stuff like that, or maybe some of the terms were made up too, who knows? Like, I'm not the science guy. It may be hard to be super captivated into the movie when they're, you know, using the science jargon and all of that. You might get a little bit lost, but other than that, I don't have any issues with this movie. What about you?
Yeah, I don't have many issues, but if I was to nitpick on something, because I know everyone loves nitpicks, so they went on a mission to save the sun, and the whole time, deep down inside, I was hoping that, you know, you'd get like a visual of the sun, and you'd get like a, you know, basically what like them save the sun somehow. I don't know what I meant by save the sun, like start spraying it down with cold water. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure how they would portray that, but I was hoping for them to save the sun, and they ended up just finding out enough about whatever it was out there that was blocking it to send some stuff back home, and then they're gonna build something and then save the sun. But I was kind of hoping to actually see, kind of get into like how they save the sun.
Well, let's get into that, and a little spoiler alert, because we're definitely gonna be talking about the spoilers in the movie. But so the whole threat in Project Hail Mary is basically the black organisms. They're called astrophage, right?
Yep.
And these are microscopic life forms. They feed on stars and they drain their energy. And the fact that they're able to hold so much energy in such like a small, molecular composition, body, whatever you want to call them, that's how they were able to use them as fuel, because they had so much energy, stored in them. They even did the little example where they like use, I think, like less than an ounce or whatever, and they were able to burn or melt a metric ton of metal. So that's how much like energy they were able to give off, and which is why they were able to use them as fuel, right? So the astrophage is the threat, and they discovered that one of the planets was not burning out. So that's basically what the whole mission was. Go to that planet, and that's what he said. Like, you want me to go all the way out there and just see what's up? Like, hey, what's going on with this planet? When they get there, they realize that the planet has a micro predator, which is basically killing the astrophage off, and that's what's able to keep that planet alive. So they come up with the idea to take the sample from the planet and get it back to Earth and release it, breed it and then release it to Earth. So that way it could kill off the astrophage in the atmosphere. That's what the the core of the plot was, and I thought that was really good too. And I didn't really have any issue with that. I thought it was a well thought out plot, and he winds up completing the mission, but then along the way he realizes that there's a leak because the micro predator evolved in its attempt to escape, and he once again made a big sacrifice. He sent the micro predator off, the samples off to Earth, and he went back to save his friend,
the alien.
Save the alien. Yeah, and then he winds up going to the alien planet, and he's living there, and
they made him like a little biodome because he can't survive in their atmosphere. So the aliens made him like a little biodome.
So you get a real happy ending, and I mean, I don't know. What did you think of the ending? I didn't have any issues with it.
I mean, I had no idea how it was gonna end, but there was a few instances while I was watching the movie that I was like, I wonder if this ends in disaster. You know what I mean? I wonder if we watch him die in the end, or the alien dies, or the sun cooks, or whatever, Earth freezes. Like, I was wondering if it was going to be something like that, but it wasn't. It was
They almost died though. Like, he was real close, and then the alien wound up coming out of the little sphere that he made for himself, and basically saving the day. They both saved the day. But the alien made the sacrifice. He almost sacrificed himself, so that they can complete their mission. So a lot of good messages in this movie for sure. Humanity, sacrifice, partner, companionship, bravery, like so many messages in this movie. Really good movie. It's also based on a book, if you didn't know. Go read it if you want. But all right. Let's get into the scores, man, because this is going to be real easy for me. I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10.
I've never heard.
Yeah, I don't really give them.
Jared give out a 10, not once, as long as I've known him.
The highest, I mean, I gave another good movie that was out that was also happened to be Sci-Fi. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I'm pretty sure I gave that movie like a 9 out of 10. I don't remember what stopped it from being a 10 out of 10. It might have been something, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But either way, this movie, 10 out of 10. Great movie. Definitely would recommend. It's kind of long, so I'm not sure like if I would watch it again. but that doesn't mean it's not a great movie or someone else wouldn't want to watch it again. I don't know if I'll want to sit through this whole movie again, but for the first watch, 10 out of 10. What about you?
Yep, definitely. I don't know about a number, but it definitely gets an A. I don't have like a, spec down exactly like score, but an A for sure. It was just a little bit long for me. I might have. I'm glad I saw it in theater because you got to see the alien. You know what I mean? But it was 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Anything longer than about 2 hours, and I'm already like, you know what? I have to kind of put an intermission for myself. So I usually watch long movies like that on streaming. But this, I'm glad I saw in theater. Definitely gets an A.
Definitely. All right, y'all. Well, that's our review for today. Be sure to comment. Be sure to comment and let us know what you thought of our review. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Next time.